Chapter 1. I'm saying this more in horror than in anger, sweets, but are you really going like that? Gina shot her sister a look that combined irritation, amusement, and a touch of exasperation. They were in the car on the main road to Cranmore-on-the-Green, and turning back to revamp her outfit was not an option. Sally's little girls were asleep in the back, and Gina found it easier to drive if they were not singing and squabbling and spilling cartons of juice in her car. She wanted to get as far into the journey as possible before they woke up. Now, she said, "Seeing as we're actually on our way, I am going to go like this. What's wrong with what I'm wearing anyway? I've got a jacket in the boot." Sally, 18 months younger and making the most of the Indian summer, was wearing a long skirt, drapey top, gladiator sandals, and a great many beads. She brought off the hippie chick look irritatingly well. Gina felt herself being judged. "It's very corporate," Sally pronounced. "A black trouser suit and a crisp white shirt might be fine for your business meetings, but this, it is a business meeting." Gina glanced at the sat-nav. "Anyway, most of my clothes are still in those cardboard boxes the men give you when you move. At least the shirt is clean and ironed. Nothing else I currently own is." "It's not exactly a business meeting," said Sally, having cast an eye over her children to make sure they were still asleep. "It involves a significant letter. From our mad Aunt Rainey." Gina felt she should suppress Sally's excitement just a bit. "It is business. Our dear departed aunt had a space in this guy's antique centre." "That's business, isn't it? The letter is just something about that, probably." Sally tutted at Gina's down-to-earth attitude. "Yes, but it's contact from beyond the grave." She said this as if she was Yvette Fielding, announcing an especially spooky edition of Most Haunted. Gina giggled. "Rubbish. We just got letters from her solicitor. It would only count as being beyond the grave if we had a séance. Do you think that's a good idea?" Gina was laughing properly now, even as she shook her head. "Honestly, Sal, you're barking. I do not think a séance is a good idea. Besides, it's completely unnecessary because we have letters. Actual paper, here in the real world, letters." She sent Sally a loving, if somewhat despairing, look. "I do wonder sometimes if being an artist and a stay-at-home mum has rotted your brain." She paused for a second. "Not that you don't do a brilliant job keeping it all together on no money, but some of your ideas are a bit out of left field." "Well, you have to keep yourself amused somehow when you're hunting for little garments under the bed and stopping the girls from killing each other." Sally sighed. Gina felt a pang of guilt for the brain-rot remark. "You're such a brilliant mother, Sal. Really you are. The girls are a real credit to you." "But? I feel a but coming on." "Nothing about you, but I do think this meeting will just be signing a document so the antique centre can get the space back or something. It won't be anything exciting." "So, you don't think there'll be actual money then?" Gina shook her head. "I don't see how they could be. You saw Aunt Rainey more often than I did, but I think we'd have known if she was rich, surely. She didn't own a house, and she never seemed to have much cash." Sally sighed again. "I miss her, you know. Aunt Rainey was a real character, always talking about the Beatles and all those old bands as if they were her best friends, but she was a lot of fun. I wish I'd seen more of her, really, but having the twins so soon after we moved down here, it wasn't easy." She smiled. "She came to tea a couple of times, always dressed like an ex-rock chick, and I thought how much the girls would love her when they were a bit older, but, well, she died. She was a lot of fun, and quite eccentric. And if you're not careful, you'll end up just like her," Gina added. "I wouldn't mind. She was great." "I know, it was a compliment." "Sort of." Sally regarded her sister as if not knowing quite how to take this. Eventually she changed the subject. "So, what was he like, this Matthew Ballinger?" "I haven't met him, have I?" Sally waved a hand as if this was a